We know when the next Halo tech test is going to be happening. Compulsion Games talks about Xbox Game Pass, and an interesting mod has been done to the Xbox Series X and S. So the next Halo technical test or multiplayer preview, whatever you want to call it, will be coming out on September 24th. Now, I played in the first tech test a couple of weeks ago. I thought the game was awesome. I'm really excited for Halo Infinite's multiplayer based off of that. I found it was like the perfect mixture of the classic Halo with the modern Halo. And there have been some changes that have been made going into this next preview. So to sign up for this preview, you just have to be registered for the Halo Insider program on Halo Waypoint as of September 13th. So you have about 3 days to get in there to be eligible to participate. And I highly recommend it if you're somebody who is looking forward to Halo Infinite, or even if you just want to see what the multiplayer is all about. Definitely go and sign up. Just make your profile and get in, and I think you'll be pleasantly surprised just how fun the multiplayer is. Now, with this next preview, it is going to be focusing a lot on big team battle, which is awesome because we're going to get some vehicles and we're going to see what the bigger landscape of Halo multiplayer is all about. On top of that, the bots will be back, they say here, with some improvements. Academy will return with updates in addition to the training mode, and there will be a much bigger focus on arena PvP with new maps and some objective modes. So that's awesome. This is going to be a preview letting us see a lot more of the multiplayer in general. Happy to see that we're going to be getting that arena PvP so you can really test out your skills against others out there and just see how it works dynamically with another person on the other side. Because with the bots, you could kind of predict what they were going to do when playing them. Although I have to say, the bots were actually pretty good. Sometimes they were tough. You would never lose a game playing against the bots unless you like threw it, because obviously you could kill them a lot easier than killing another person. But at the end of the day, it was a ton of fun, and I can't wait to see how this all plays out, especially with the big team battle mode. So Compulsion Games, the studio behind We Happy Few and a first party Xbox studio, has talked about Xbox Game Pass and kind of got rid of any talk or narrative that it has negative impact on the development of a game. So the head of press relations, Nyla Hadja, spoke with Xbox Squad saying this about Xbox Game Pass: no negative impact. Positive, yes. We want as many people as ever to be able to access our games. On We Happy Few, for example, at first we were going to release it only on Steam, and little by little we added it on ID at Xbox and then PlayStation at the same time. What we really want is for people to be able to play our game. The fact that it's on Game Pass means that more people will be able to play it. There is not really a negative side, and this is something that we knew. This is something where we talk about exclusivity of games in general, that I personally don't believe exclusivity as a gamer is a good thing, because it means less people are going to be able to have access to the game and less people will be able to choose where they play it. But at least with Xbox's exclusivity, they are getting a large variety of selection of where they want to play, whether that's on mobile, through the cloud, on PC, or on an Xbox Series X or S. And then in the future, there's going to be other ways like the streaming stick and the smart TV app. And in fact, even with the Xbox One coming soon, you're going to be able to stream games through xCloud and play next generation games. So overall, exclusivity for a developer, I don't think they like that. But the draw to Xbox and the Xbox ecosystem is the fact that a lot more people are going to be able to have access to the game, as pointed out in that quote. Now, she also touched on the negative side of the development and what actually impacts development. And what she says here is the only thing that can negatively impact is when a studio makes versions on several consoles. So we've seen that with Cyberpunk. Obviously, that's the biggest example that we've had. We see Halo coming out, and I think maybe one of the reasons with Halo being delayed / not having the co-op single player campaign to launch is the fact that it has to be developed for multiple consoles. She continues on here saying, for example, Xbox One Series, there are a lot of technical constraints. It is a version of the game that must roll on both, even if they do not have the same power. Now, with that being said as well, they don't have the same power, and we are seeing Xbox, I think, starting to recognize the fact that having to develop a game to work on the Xbox One is definitely going to negatively impact the development of these games. Therefore, they have come up with the solution of adding xCloud to the Xbox One in the future to not only be able to keep their promise that you're going to be able to access these games no matter where you play, but also just give people that choice that, hey, I don't have the money, I don't have the availability because I can't find one to go out and buy an Xbox Series X or S, but I still want to play these next gen games. So I'll sign up to Xbox Game Pass and just use xCloud on my Xbox One. So this next story here is very interesting, and it has to do with adding a mod to your Xbox Series X or S in the way of virtually any SSD that can be added as expansion to your console. So as we know, with the current Xbox Series X and S, you have to buy those Seagate expansion cards, the proprietary ones from Xbox, which are great plug and play solutions, especially when you're looking at that compared to what's out there and what has to be done with the PlayStation 5. But they are $220, and with this mod, you would be able to add an SSD to your Xbox Series X or S for significantly less than that. So this is from a user on the Chinese Bilibili forums who showed them actually using a custom SSD within their Xbox Series X or S, and it actually functioning, it being read and able to save things on the SSD. And I don't think it's that hard to do. I don't fully understand it, but if I went through the instructions point by point, I probably would be able to end up doing it. And the instructions of how to do this, I believe, are actually available. So if you're somebody who wants to try and do it, I mean, you could go ahead and do that. But basically what they did was they had to get a CFE link adapter card, and they had to buy that from a camera shop because it wasn't widely available within the tech market, I guess, where they were. And then they got a Western Digital CHSN530 SSD. They attached it to the adapter card, plugged it into the back of their Xbox, and it started to work. So like the actual mounting of this SSD isn't hard at all. As they say here, the mounting procedure is very simple, as all you need to do is equip the drive to the adapter card and then plug the adapter card within your Xbox Series X or Xbox Series S console, and apparently it works. Now when it comes to the read and write speeds, they are limited to read speeds of up to 1700 and write speeds of up to 1480. So you don't really need to invest in the very high end SSD. So you could technically get, they say, a PCIe Gen 3 NVMe 1TB SSD for under $100 US. So I thought this is pretty cool that it actually works. People were actually able to get it to work. I don't think I would ever do this. To me, I don't know if I would really want to. I don't know if it's worth it, especially with the Seagate drive, how easy that is, how great those cards are in terms of the read and write speeds. And they're going to continue to drop in price eventually. They're not going to stay at the 220 forever, and I think we will eventually be getting more companies making these Xbox expansion cards in the future. But let me know what you guys think and if you would ever do these mods. Anyways guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff. Let me know what you think about Halo, with Compulsion Games said about Xbox Game Pass, and like I asked about the mods, would you ever end up doing it for your Xbox Series X or S? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here, you like what you see throughout this video, I really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you again for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.